Good morning, everybody. Well, instead of doing my usual one video about one topic, today I'm going to be giving you updates on multiple topics. Something new to try. Here we go. So to start with, we all knew that Harry was planning to fly back to the UK to discuss Megxit face-to-face with the Queen because he was hoping to get an extension. However, it would appear at this time that he's claiming due to COVID, he can't fly back and see his grandmother face to face. My own personal opinion, I believe the only reason Harry wants an extension is he doesn't want to let go of his military titles. And let's be honest, this is Prince Harry. If he really wanted to fly home, he could. And I find it very interesting that they're reporting in the news that Harry has absolutely no regrets whatsoever about leaving the royal family and he's not looking back. I believe this is a story that was dropped by their PR team. And if he was so happy and not looking back, he wouldn't want an extension. Our second story we're updating is the court case, the big court case for Meghan Markle. Her attorneys are arguing next week to try to get a summary judgment to keep her out of court. Since it's come out that she did have something to do with the writing of the book Finding Freedom, even though she stated in court documents that she did not, and since it's come out that that private letter was seen by her 5 friends who went to People magazine, as well as courtiers and other people, I would be shocked if she got a summary judgment. Now, the only way that she can win a summary judgment is if her legal team argues that the newspaper's defense has no prospect of succeeding at trial. And frankly, I think it has every chance of winning. Also, FYI, the court case is going ahead even though the UK is in lockdown. The next item is what happened after Meghan's Oh Woe Is Me interview in Africa. Now, according to Meghan, people in the royal family were not asking her if she was okay. We all have heard that tagline. But when Kate and Sophie reached out to her, she apparently completely rebuffed them. Go figure. Everybody in that family attempted to help Meghan, including Countess Sophie. It was reported in the news that Sophie and Meghan only lived 10 miles apart, and that Sophie became a big confidant of Meghan's. So, of course, you can imagine how badly Sophie felt when they saw each other in church. First, Edward decided that he was going to chat them up, but you can see Sophie wanted none of it. And then at one point, they caught each other's eye, and Meghan wouldn't even look at her. I think Sophie and Kate make great sister-in-laws, and I think Meghan would have fit in if she really had tried. Look at the side eye that Sophie is giving here, and then watch her right hand. You can just see from the movement of her fingers, she's upset. In every other photo you have ever seen of Sophie or video, she's smiling and happy. I feel so bad for her because you know she was so used. This next headline I'm updating you on is just one where William had told Harry to be careful with Meghan, and that's what started the whole rift between them, remember? So worried was he about what was going on and the fact that Harry was ignoring him that he passed his fears on to Uncle Charles, Diana's brother. William did that out of love, and he did it out of concern. But when he did it, apparently Harry just exploded. I mean, look at it from William's point of view. He dated his wife for almost 10 years because he wanted to make sure that there wasn't going to be a failed marriage. Not that I think William's the kind of guy to say, I told you so, but I bet he's literally sitting there going, I told you so. From what I understand, William basically said that he put his arm around Harry all their lives and he just couldn't do it anymore. Next up, we have an update on the Archewell Audio podcast that went off a little bit after Christmas, I believe it went out. Apparently, it came in after Whale Noise, and it's being called the Right Royal Miss. You know, I truly believe that these two think that they can just do whatever they want and people are going to love them. Even having Elton John and James Corden on the show didn't help them. Next short update is going to be on the book Princess Pushy Sister. I just love that name. Now, of course, Omid Scobie, who at this point has to be working for Harry and Meghan, has come out and said she doesn't have the goods, she doesn't have anything, and they're not worried about this book. Considering the fact that Meghan busted out crying when she heard about the book, because I think a lot of the things that she said that were lies are about to be exposed, yeah, I would be worried if I were her. Let's face it, Samantha and her brother had been telling us all along how she was and what was going to happen, and everything they said came true. I can't wait to read this book. And as far as Omid Scobie goes, 9 out of 10 of his tweets are about Harry and Meghan. He didn't even put up a tweet about the Queen's yearly Christmas speech. I don't know who he actually works for, but they really should get rid of him. And finally, as a last update, I want to talk about Harry really quickly. I get really annoyed when he talks about conservation and flying commercial instead of private, and here was what he had to say. Here's a video clip.
By commercial, I spend 99% of my life traveling the world by commercial. Occasionally there needs to be an opportunity based on a unique circumstance to ensure that my family are safe. And it's generally as simple as that. But as I said in my speech, for me, what it is about balance. And if I have to do that, not a decision that I would want to take, but if I have to do that, then I will ensure, as I have done previously, and I will continue to make sure that I do, is to balance out that impact that I have. And I've always offset my CO2.
Now, just so you know, by offsetting your CO2, you have to plant a lot of trees every month. And do you know how long it takes for those trees to grow? Just as an FYI, Harry and Meghan's carbon footprint is 26 times more than the average Briton. So they would need to plant a forest of almost 11,000 trees to offset what they do. And just as another FYI, Harry and Meghan, between January of 2019 and January of 2020, have taken 53 international flights, with 18 of them in private jets. Also, FYI, those unique circumstances he's talking about where he has to take a private jet always involved Meghan. The Cadillac they're tooling around in gets 14 miles to the gallon. And let's not forget they have to heat and cool their 24,500 square foot house, complete with 16 bathrooms. The gardens need to be kept lush and green. The pool needs to be kept heated and filled with water. Yeah, he's a really go warrior. And finally, we have my own personal update. As previously reported, I am not monetized. I do work 2 other jobs, and you guys suggested that I put up a PayPal so that I could at least fund my coffee. And several of you donated, and here's my coffee. And there was just enough left over for me to do the one thing that I never ever do. I went out into public with my husband to a fancy coffee store, and I got a coffee. And since for once I didn't have to make it, I want you guys to know that I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, I think you guys know at this point there's nothing I love more than my husband except for coffee. So I know this was a longer than usual video, but don't forget to leave your comments below about everything that we talked about today. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter @LongSally, and don't forget to email me your ideas and suggestions at SueSmith1112@Yahoo. And don't forget to keep donating to my coffee fund because I love coffee. The link to donate to coffee is in the description above and also under the About tab on my channel. Take care, everybody, and as always, have a fabulous day.